You because it's all well. Listen, this is what's gambling his whole reputation because this is what he'll lose me for
He
if he
already
doesn't
has
get this
lost
thing
his
actually cleaned
reputation.
up.
He's already done that. Hey, Beta Brad, go ahead. You can speak now. You gotta unmute, bro. Unmute.
You done?
Yeah, I'm done.
All right. So we're getting near the deadline. Actually, Trump's deadline actually got extended now. Why is oil going down in price since you're so good at economics? Explain.
You said, why is oil going down in price?
Yeah, I have a bet on it to go up. I need it to go up. It better go up. And because I'm also under the prediction that Trump is trying to cripple Iran via their oil. Now, the thing I don't get is why on earth is it suddenly going down like this? This doesn't make any sense to me.
It would probably be supply chains responding to the reduction in oil prices around the world, or increase in oil production around the world, or increase in oil prices
Right.
around the world. Sorry.
However, then that means this whole $150 thing is likely to be a fluke until what?
No,
Strategic oil reserves run out?
No, between April 6th and the 21st, we saw a decline from 114 to 85, and then it increased again to like 101, 112, actually. So
Yes,
you
but the
understand, like
predictions
it can
were
go down and then increase back up. Like it's done that already.
yes, but what were the predictions?
You just cut out again. Can't hear you right now at all. Beta Brad, you there, bud?
Trump can actually make this war go on longer now because the pinch will not be nearly what people predicted it to be, which means now it could go on beyond August and we will not feel the pinch.
Okay, so you say this could go on and we won't feel the pinch. We are already feeling the pinch, and we've been doing so for the past few months. Okay, and this is literally leading to people having higher prices for their gas, for their groceries, for their houses, for basic things in their life. And that's because of the Trump administration.
This is nothing compared.
And it's because
this is nothing compared to what we felt under Biden, though.
Well, that's not because of Biden, right? Whereas this is
Doesn't-
specifically
oh,
whereas this specifically is because of Trump.
Biden didn't help.
Okay, so you're saying Biden didn't help. Okay, what did Biden do to make it worse?
Try to go green, at the beginning of his administration, and then obviously had to reverse course, right? Because clearly producing more oil than ever before.
You cut out again. Do you have Trump Mobile, Beta Brad?
Under his admin?
Did you buy Trump Mobile?
Pardon? My signal's strong.
You just cut out again.
I don't know what to tell you. Got a strong signal.
Okay, well then reset with what you just said.
Biden made the inflation worse. Do we not think greedflation was a thing during the pandemic?
Okay, how did Biden cause greedflation?
He tried to go green, and obviously he reversed course, and we produced more oil under Biden
What
than
year
ever
did
before,
he pass
right?
What year did he pass his renewable energy policy?
What the renewable energy policy?
You just cut out again. Your Trump Mobile is not working. So the Inflation Reduction Act, when was that passed?
Inflation reduction. I would assume after 2022, mid 2022, it had to have been after that because that's clearly when we really reversed course on oil production and things like. Or that's when oil finally started dipping in price. So I imagine around
that was the
time
largest
frame.
investment in renewable energy ever through the Inflation Reduction Act, and it was at the peak of inflation, and then inflation fell like the months following it.
Yeah, but that obviously didn't have anything to do with that act. Not to mention renewables. What worser way to fix energy issues than renewables? Are we not understanding the need for going like nuclear at this point for energy?
We do think
alternative
it's
like
nuclear.
thorium or fusion reactions.
Yeah,
that's what we clearly needed 10 years ago,
we
but
don't have
there's
fusion.
no chance for that now.
We don't have fusion. So
what I'm getting at is we're well past the point of going nuclear and reuse and renewables is just a joke.
No, it's not. So we can use renewables and we can use nuclear together,
No.
and that is the best way to address the needs.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And
It
the
is
fact
something
that you
we can
say
do.
that,
and countries around the
the
world
fact
have
that you say
already
that
done it.
means you don't understand. That means you don't understand green energy at all.
How does
It really
France
doesn't.
get their energy?
Nuclear.
Mostly nuclear, right?
Mostly nuclear, yes.
Okay, so you're saying that it's able to be used on such a scale?
What are you talking about? Able to use on such a scale?
Yeah, so you're acknowledging now that nuclear is able to be used on such a scale in which it's able to produce for an entire country of France, right? Almost in its entirety. but yet it won't be able to use in supplement of renewables to be able to produce the energy needs?
I have no idea what point you're trying to make. I'm
saying
saying
that
that
nuclear and renewables together can absolutely produce the energy needs that we need as a society in the long run. It is something that can happen.
whatever,
Now,
dude.
through
Once
the
we have
context
nuclear,
of the
we
Biden
don't.
administration, listen, I know it's hard for you to do that, self-control. Under the Biden administration, us increasing renewable energy production and nuclear, right, is not going to be harmful or led to the cause of inflation. Inflation had already happened prior to the investment in these particular policies. Okay, so that's
I'm
not the
saying
cause
to
of
waste
inflation.
money in those policies when you're
Well,
already
you know that
having
Trump signed
bad
off on. You know that
inflation.
Trump signed off on over $4 trillion more of debt-related spending.
Yeah, but at this point, with the way we're inflating the money, basically since 2008, like
Trump
it or
signed
not,
off on, you
the
didn't
money that
listen.
he's spending.
Trump signed off on over $4 trillion of debt-related spending more than the Biden-Harris administration. So if you care about fiscal
I'm very
responsibility,
understanding of
then
that.
you'll support the
But
Democrats.
I'm more than happy with spending money to make money, Parker.
Okay,
as
but Trump
opposed
didn't
to
do that.
Really?
Yes.
Do you think like the Chips and Science Act would have actually gotten through if Trump hadn't had his initial tariffs on China? You think it would just magically would have been like, oh yeah, we'll be able to get all this done, which by the way is being halted right now.
And
if you
by
haven't
the way,
noticed, like with NVIDIA building in Texas, if you haven't noticed right now how we're like dying to build data centers in places that they can't even structurally function right now. That Utah one is the biggest joke, but we'll see how that works out.
under the Trump administration, by the way.
Yeah, but that's just an executive order. What they're doing in Utah is literally Kevin O'Leary in Utah trying to hope they could sneak that thing in
The free
a
market
drought
without
state.
regulation, am I right?
Yeah, but like it or not, that's the situation we're in.
Yeah, but like it or not, that's Donald Trump causing those conditions, right?
Sure. Yeah. Trump is causing the conditions we're feeling right now in the world. Yeah, Trump's doing. Trump at least tried, regardless of how ludicrous the ideas were, to try to address the issue. Those tariffs, as bad as they are, clearly he realizes things are so damn bad, we have to do things like this. You do realize the Iran thing isn't just simply for...
Hey, bud.
What?
What did the tariffs benefit?
At this point, trying to stem off this monster of a national debt that we have, that you guys seem to just
We
think
didn't even get any
as
money
long
from
as
it.
as long as we keep doing the nice and right thing, i.e. universal health care,
Hey,
it's
bud,
all going to
listen.
magically come together
Hey, bud,
with our
listen.
debt.
Did you know that Trump signed off on more debt-related spending, like I said? So if you care about lowering the national debt, Trump actually increased it to a higher extent. Trump is responsible for 27% of the national debt himself.
At this
Signed into
point,
law.
I'm willing to gamble on him versus anything you have to offer, Parker.
Okay, so
Everything you have to offer, as far as I'm concerned, oh, guys, look, I would have passed this thing, and that's how we know it would have been good. If we would have had the Langford bill in place, I guarantee you the migration problem would have been great. If we just gave asylum to all the migrants, I'm sure that wouldn't incentivize anybody else to come. I mean, again, the way you guys think, it just blows my brain away. But
I think
it doesn't matter.
immigration is actually positive for our economy, is a net fiscal benefit for our society, leads to a reduction.
What's the
in
number one
deficit.
negative thing
over
about
the
it, though?
past
What's the
30
number one
years?
negative thing about
Over
it?
the past 30 years, we've seen a reduction. in
Has
the
not
deficit
everybody
by
heard this
14
spiel?
Over the past 30
Has not everybody
years,
heard this spiel from you?
over the past 30
Has not
years,
everybody heard this spiel?
over the past
one
30
negative thing.
over
One
the past
negative
30
economic
years,
thing.
Over the past 30 years, we've seen a reduction.
One negative economic thing, so I know you know both sides.
Over the past 30 years,
One negative economic thing,
over-
so I know you know both sides. One
Over-
negative economic thing about
Over
migrants.
the past 30 years, we've seen a reduction in the level of deficit by over $14.5 trillion from immigration over the past 30 years, according to the
Then why
Cato
did Obama
Institute.
stop people at the border? If it was so good for the economy, why did Obama stop it at the border? Forget the criminals that he removed, because clearly we know the biggest number from the reporter-in-chief is at the border, blocking the border. If it was so good for us economically, why did Obama, in his last years of its administration, thought it was so imperative to do so? Explain the economics of that to me.
Do you think I agree 100% with Obama's position on immigration?
What
I actually
was the
disagree with deporting individuals who haven't committed a violent or serious offense. So I would disagree with Obama's
The economy,
position.
why?
I just
Then
think
why, Parker?
Obama's position is closer to my position because Obama's
think?
position includes increasing the level of legal access to the country by making the legal process go quicker, right? Alongside
So in
improving
other
access
words,
to
we
things
know
like
this is going to
DACA.
hurt us financially.
Hold up, you're crashing out.
It did-
I don't know
so
why
I
you're being
understand. We know this is going to hurt us financially.
Hey, Brad. Why are
We
you,
know this
why are
is
you-
going to
why
hurt
are
us
you being so
financially.
emotional, Brad? Hey, Brad, why are you so
Because
triggered?
these are your same talking points, and I'm taking your talking points and holding them to task. If it's
You're
so
not.
good
You're
for us
crashing out.
economically,
Do you
we're
need the
coming
baby
out of a
bottle?
2008
Hey,
crash.
Brad. Hey, Brad.
Why would Obama
Hush,
think
little
this is in our
baby,
best interest
don't
if it's going
say
to
a
hurt us
word.
economically?
You are gonna have your
You have
time
to
to
address that one
speak
point, Parker.
when you
That's all I'll
have
have you
the
address.
ability to
Why would
calm
Obama do
down.
this?
We will have a
Why would Obama do
conversation, then
this
you'll be
if
quiet.
it was in our economic
Hey,
interest
hush,
not
little
to do
baby,
so?
buddy.
This,
Hush, hush, hush.
I'm asking the
You're gonna be
economics
okay.
major.
You're gonna be okay.
I'm asking the economic. Dude, I can do this all day.
Hey, buddy.
I don't think you want to play
promise
this
you,
game
you're
with
gonna
me.
be okay, man.
I
It's
really
okay.
don't think you want to play this
Relax.
game with me to see who can overtalk who. My dude, I can do
I'm
this for
telling you to
fucking
relax,
2 hours
bro.
straight.
It's gonna be okay.
I can fucking put your ear to sleep with the amount
He's
of
just gonna
bullshit
keep
I will
crashing
talk.
out.
Until you answer the
Brad.
question, I will.
Hey, Brad.
Are you going to answer
calm
the
down,
question?
if
Are you going to
calm
answer
down,
the question?
If you calm down, I'll answer any of your questions. If you calm down, Brad, is that gonna be okay?
All right.
Can you do that?
You got it.
Okay. So answer your or ask your question, and I'll answer it.
If it was in our economic interest to have all these migrants in, then how did Obama justify doing what he did?
Again, I don't think Obama's position was whether or not it's a fiscal benefit is whether or not we're going to allow. I don't think that that was Obama's position. I think Obama's position was to criminalize undocumented entry and then make the legal process go quicker. Okay. My position is a little
The
bit
numbers
different
don't
than
play that out.
My position is that there should be a pathway to citizenship for undocumented immigrants who have not committed a violent or serious offense. And by the way, I just want to clarify, under Obama's administration, they upheld due process to a greater extent than what we see right now under the Trump administration.
Don't care.
Which is violating
Do
due
not care
process
about that
to
at
a
all.
significantly greater extent.
In fact, if anything, I would blame the reason that our
doesn't care, by the way.
Constitution is being stretched to its limit is because you guys just blindly look at things like, oh, it's just a misdemeanor to cross the border. Even if you do it millions of times, hey, still a million misdemeanors. I would
That's not
argue the
true.
fact that you
A
ignore
re-entry. If you're caught on re-entry, then it's a felony.
again, the way first of all you justify not only it should be okay, but it's imperative to continue to do so. Again, shocking that you wouldn't be able to explain to me then why under Obama's preview, because you saying he just wanted to focus on the criminals doesn't break down the fact when you look at the
never
actual
said that.
numbers. 80%, you made the claim that he wanted to focus on the criminals.
No, right now I just talked about how they use due process to a
And
greater
if you do
extent,
semantics with
and
me,
that he wanted to make the legal process go quicker, and he wanted to criminalize undocumented
wait.
entry.
While
I
he's
said.
kicking people out, he wanted to make the process quicker.
Yes, that was his position.
And again, as 80% of his deportations, whenever you guys spew numbers out there, is encounters at the border, again, explain to me the economics of that.
I would argue that's worse off economically to have that level of deportations. I wouldn't dispute there.
So Obama does it, but we're not going to worry about that because what? It's the past. And then immediately we go
I
into
still
Trump's
told you I disagree
administration.
with that.
And we go into Trump's administration, and you're still thinking it's actually imperative for us to these caravans that are coming. It's in our economic interest to let that in.
Oh, what I would
And
say
let
is
the
that-
world see that we're allowing that.
What I would say is that legal immigration is a foundational bedrock to our country, economically, culturally, and across our entire society.
I'm sorry, are you trying to be a politician?
I think that legal immigration needs to go significantly quicker, and I think that
Dude,
Democrats
are you
promoting,
literally campaigning right now?
And I think that
Is that what
Democrats and I think that Democrats are promoting
bedrock.
conditions. I think Democrats are promoting conditions for there to be more legal immigration, right? Quicker
Seriously running for
processes
something that I don't
legal
know about?
immigration.
You're giving
And I think that
political
Donald
answers?
Trump cares more.
Is it because
Hold up, crash out. Donald Trump cares more about.
are you
He's
thinking
crashing
we're
out.
talking like
Hey,
debate
hush, little baby, it's
debate
gonna be
bro?
okay. Hush.
Are you talking like we're in a debate? Dude, you just started a sentence off with I think that these people are the bedrock of America right now? That's what you're saying?
Of our culture and our economy and society as a whole? Yeah.
Mexicans. So we're Mexico.
Wait,
now.
by the way, immigrants
According
who come
to
to
you.
the country aren't just Mexican, but absolutely Mexican Americans
What's the majority
are
of them,
foundational to our
Parker?
country as well.
What's the majority of them, Parker? Are we
Julia, think of the Night Stars.
do we have to ignore
The
ignore
majority
facts?
still isn't even Mexican, by the way.
Do we have to ignore facts though?
I'm not ignoring any facts.
Can we not use pattern recognition to see who we think the main
Hey,
people
sir,
are?
I'm
that
not
are coming?
ignoring any facts.
I think you kind of have to though if you're a leftist, right? You can't
No.
pattern recognition, right? You can't say, look, Mexican.
We have pattern
probably
recognition
somebody
that Donald
who-
Trump is a abuser. Apparently, you lack that pattern recognition. Apparently,
Yeah,
you only
I
care
guess
about
so.
pattern recognition when it comes to being
Although I
bigoted
would
or
argue, I would argue.
Hey, Beta Brad, you only care about pattern recognition when it comes to literally going after people who are brown or people who don't look like you. You don't care about pattern recognition when it means actually holding people accountable like Donald Trump.
Oh, no, I did love that pivot. That was delicious. Hey, guys. I want to judge. I want to judge my leader on his moral failings versus his effectiveness, because the guy who doesn't grab him by the pee is going to be what, better at keeping him out of our country, like the Donald did.
I know you're forgetting, but the candidate that was opposing Trump was Harris, and she's a woman.
Very proud of her.
She would do better. She would.
You know
do
what she
better.
also was? She was just like Biden, another career politician. And as funny as you don't seem to realize it,
Which
another
is better than
empty
Trump, by the
seat
way.
just like Biden. Yeah.
So by the way, she
Then why
actually has a
win if she was
history
better?
that we'd be able to criticize, that we'd be able to look at and hold her accountable for. Trump, specifically his history. What is his history? Apparently, we can't talk about it with you guys because you guys think that's not relevant, even though he was held civilly liable for abusing a woman,
Right.
even though he his daughter on countless occasions, even though he admitted to engaging in exploitation, bragged about walking into changing rooms of naked women while they're changing without their consent, where two 18-year-olds came out, said there were 4 girls as young as 15 years old in these changing rooms, when Donald Trump would barge in.
All those
we
things.
look at Donald Trump's history. Donald Trump's history is filled with lies, filled with misinformation,
and
it's
the
filled with
mustache
abuse,
man.
it's filled with conning people, it's filled with taking advantage of people, and it's filled with literally him making this country a worse place.
So how did she lose to that? How did she lose to that?
Because people like you are misinformed. We live in a culture specifically where people are not willing to believe victims. We live in a society that doesn't actually go out there and educate themselves specifically when it comes to the policies of each administration. Instead, just bases it on vibes. Okay, that's the type of society that we live in right now. And I want to inspire a society specifically that critically thinks more, that involves itself in politics more, that actually critically analyzes both sides' positions and says which policies exist on this side, which policies exist on that side, and whether or not they actually caused it based upon those policies in the first place, the conditions that exist that are bad or good. You're such a crash out, bro. Why are you so angry? If you actually put all of your energy,
because you're going on these long monologues that are putting me to sleep. You're boring.
Brad, I'm sorry, Brad. If you put your energy, instead of hating on me and hating on Democrats, into trying to become educated, trying to pay attention,
no, I don't need
and
to
trying
anymore.
to make this country a better place,
I don't need to.
Maybe then you would actually be able to do something.
You're trying to make yourself
with your
feel better. You're hoping you do something good so you can feel good about yourself, but
I am doing something good right now.
Of course, you need to believe that because of the truth.
I'm calling out people specifically for their misinformation and for their uneducated support for Donald Trump, who makes this country a worse place.
If the reality of your televangelist lifestyle isn't apparent to you, it should be.
What, hundreds of thousands of people can see information that they wouldn't have otherwise seen?
You're profiting off people's goodwill.
Yeah, so people are nice and they like sending me money. What's the problem?
Because you're profiting off that, and you're doing it in a way that's unproductive and maladaptive.
How is it unproductive?
Well, I'll give you a prime example. As far as I'm concerned, everything with Minnesota and the Somalians, you basically show what happens when people see weakness and take advantage of good people. They see you, they're like, oh, look, if we just mimic this guy and choose the leader that they pick, not locally, no, definitely not locally, but if we pick our main leader based on what Parker says, easy targets. We learned that, we even learned that with Putin when he moved in on Ukraine while Biden was running. He's like, this guy's running the country? What the is he going to do if we move into Ukraine? Sir? You sure can.
Then can you explain to me why there's a higher per capita fraud rate in Florida by over 2 times comparative to Minnesota?
Probably because of the population, if I was to guess.
I said per capita, sir, if you know what that means.
Did you say per capita, huh?
I did.
What's the quantity? I don't care about the number of them. What is the quantity that we're predicting with Florida versus Minnesota?
It's per 100,000.
Right, but what's the quantity? What is the fraudulent amount? I remember there was a 2 billion
for Florida.
How much?
It's over 400 per 100,000 for Florida, and it's around 170 for Minnesota. 180 for Minnesota, around that.
Right, but I'm talking the totality, the amount of money.
Why are you asking?
In other words, Minnesota got.
Didn't you just criticize that? Didn't you just say that was going to be a? Wait, didn't you just say that was going to be an irrelevant thing to look at because of population differences?
Not if you have 8 billion, that's what Minnesota was claiming for. 8 billion.
That's interesting, by the way.
If it only ends up coming to 1 billion, that's still pretty significant. What is Florida?
Sir,
what is the quantity in Florida?
Per capita would take the overall amount of money and divide it by the population.
Yes, but unfortunately, per capita sometimes doesn't really equate to the actual damage. So what's the amount in Florida we're talking about overall?
Sir, per capita would look at the amount of damage per citizen.
Right. Forget per capita. What's the overall fraud in Florida? What number are we looking at? Are we looking at about 2 billion total?
I would have to look at the overall nominal level. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
on the
I think you
nominal.
might
I'm
want
only
to take
sure
a
on
look
the
at
per
that.
capita rate.
Because being an ex-Floridian, yeah, I looked into things like that, and I think there was about 2 billion, which is pretty high. That's bad. But when you're getting accused of 8 billion in yours, first of all, I didn't even know how you're doing the per capita. If you're saying like number of incidences, I could give a
Yeah.
rat's ass when I'm looking at the quantity,
Number of fraud, number of fraud
which would
reports.
explain why you would go to per capita versus the
Yeah,
actual
because that
amount of
accounts for
fraud.
population, sir.
Yeah, it does, but it doesn't really count for the problem, does it?
Wait,
If
by
I
the way,
have
if you
8
if you look
billion,
at nominal
if I
level,
have eight,
hey dude, I
if
just
I have
want you
8
to know,
billion in
hey
fraud,
sir, if you look at nominal level, it's going to be higher in Florida than Minnesota because
what does that
Minnesota has
mean?
a
What
it's
is nominal level?
nominal
Normal
is the
levels? What does that mean?
nominal is the overall number, right? Not just looking at the percent specifically. If you look at the overall number rather than looking at per capita, right, it's actually going to be higher in Florida as opposed to Minnesota because Minnesota has a lower population by far. Okay, so actually,
Parker,
my
all I want to
argument
know is
there,
what is the
sir,
quantity of fraud?
listen, buddy. My argument
I don't need
there,
per capita. I don't need percentages.
my argument there actually makes your side look better. Okay, it's going to look way higher, not only because there's a higher per capita rate of fraud in Florida, but also because there's more people in Florida. So if there's also a higher per capita rate, more people in Florida, and there's a lower per capita rate and less people in Minnesota, we know both the nominal and the per capita rate are going to be
Parker,
are going to be that way, right? They're both going
Parker,
to be
I know how
higher for
numbers work.
Florida.
I know how numbers work very, very well. So again, I'm asking the very simple number. Minnesota is being accused of roughly 8 billion. It may not be that much. It could only be one. Obviously, we still got to go and see how much Nick Shirley actually exposed. What is the totality of fraud being claimed to have been happening in Florida?
Remember, you don't believe
Is it
things
2
based
billion?
on accusations. You believe things that have been determined in courts, right?
To a degree.
Okay, so then why are you believing this based upon an accusation? Why are you judging it based upon an accusation? And why are you saying that Nick Shirley hasn't done any investigative reporting when none of that was evidentially based and it was all just accusations?
I would have to imagine the fact that Tim Walz immediately jumped ship is a good sign that
No, that
Nick
was because
Shirley
of the
fell upon
harassment
something.
campaign because of people like you, Brad.
I'm sure it was. And boy, what a tough leader if that's all it takes to get your ass out of office.
Oh, I'm sorry.
However, I would
that's because he
imagine
actually
what
cares about
really-
his family. It's because he cares about his family and he doesn't want his family to be disenfranchised. And that's a
Sure,
consideration that he
sure.
actually has.
It wasn't the fact that all those whistleblowers who were basically talking about
No,
the
why
fraud
isn't he
this
even
whole
charged?
fucking
Tell me.
time
Why
had
isn't he even
no-
charged? Why haven't they charged him? Tell me.
I imagine they still have things to go through, and
That's
there
what I
may
thought.
not be a direct correlation because I
That's what I thought.
imagine
That's what I
if
thought.
all
You've got
you do,
nothing. You've got nothing. You can sit there and you can accuse him of everything in the book, but you can't provide any actual factual evidence for it. You sit there and you
I
blame
bet
Democrats. You say,
pretty big.
oh, Democrats, all they've got is accusations. They never have evidence. But all you guys have when you're talking about the fraud relating to Minnesota and Tim Walz is everything but evidence. It's all accusations, no evidence. You guys had never have any evidence for your position.
No,
That's
you're
totally
right.
okay for you
No,
guys.
you're right.
But you guys
It
ask
could be
for
all
infinite
bullshit.
amounts of evidence whenever Democrats provide stuff. And we actually have evidence for the
You're
positions we
right.
hold to.
Yeah, it could obviously be all bullshit. I could be full
And
of shit.
you're wrong.
However,
I'm right
I
and
know
you're
what
wrong.
I know what I'd bet my life on, and it ain't gonna be yours. And
you're
yours. So,
wrong.
Tim Walz, 100% innocent. Didn't
But you have no evidence he's
screw with any
guilty.
whistleblowers.
Don't we
And-
presume evidence until they're proven guilty?
Not anymore, dude.
Oh, no,
welcome
not
to
anymore.
fucking
Okay, so can we do that with Trump?
2026.
Can we do that with Trump?
I believe you've already tried. It hasn't worked out too well.
we've
has it?
held them accountable in a criminal court. You guys just don't accept it then, even when they're proven guilty. Even when they're proven guilty in a criminal court, you guys don't accept it because you guys have TDS, Trump devotion syndrome. There's nothing Trump could do that would get you to stop supporting him. That would get you to believe
Sure, there
that
is.
these
It's
things are
actually
true
coming
about
up
him.
real soon. It's actually it's funny you say that. Trump literally has by the end of this year to fix what he's doing with Iran. Otherwise, well, I guess it doesn't really matter at that point, does it? Everything goes to shit at that point. So if Trump doesn't win on this crazy gamble he's doing right now, it all goes to shit. And then we can all hate Trump together while we're going through a modern day Great Depression.
So you're willing to risk that for the nation? Wow, what an America First
No,
sentiment.
absolutely not. However,
What an
I do
America
see
First
now-
sentiment.
However, I do now see Trump's plan in play, and if he does pull it off, it's brilliant. If he doesn't, he's because obviously he can't just get another JCPOA. It has to be something. The regime has to get cracked, and if he doesn't do it, I think it's game over for
Here's
him.
the gold medal.
But I do
Okay,
know he
well,
has
he's
more
not gonna
time
do that.
due to oil. I mean, you better
He was
hope
trying
so.
to negotiate. He said that we were closer to a deal, and then Iran said over and over and over again, we're nowhere near a deal.
Yeah, we don't want to deal with them just yet. In
Well, that's
fact,
what
we're not
Trump-
going to
then why
want
is
to deal
Trump
until
begging
August.
them for a deal?
It's called posturing, and if it's keeping the
he's
price of oil down,
it's
it makes
posturing
perfect
to beg
sense.
him for it's posturing to beg Iran for a deal
Yeah,
and to act like we're close to
posturing.
a deal when we're not.
Yes, posturing. And if I'm
What
wrong,
benefit did that provide?
I imagine basically just the idea that he's looking
Making
or
us look
begging
weak on a
or
world
itching for a
stage.
deal.
Making us
It'll
look
keep.
weak on a world stage.
I imagine it's what's keeping oil down right now.
Nope. I think
My
it's.
dude, do you
I
honestly
doubt
think
that.
this matters? Do you think this matters if he does in fact crack the regime? Like, do you think any of what we're talking about matters? Do you think, oh my God, Trump lied about our situation during the
You think there's no
America
capacity that he's
war?
going to do that? You are just making things up and you're being delusional. You're living in la la land, and you're
Parker,
threatening this
if I'm
country
wrong,
to do
you
so.
win.
Our country's gas
Parker.
prices are up. Our country's grocery prices are up. Inflation has gone up.
Gas is not
Growth
up right
in terms
now.
of the economy has gone down and slowed. Why? Because Donald Trump decided to start this unnecessary and disastrous war that put us in a worse position now than what we were
I don't see it
literally
disastrous
10
yet.
years ago under the Iran nuclear deal. This is a foreign policy blunder. Anything other than describing this as a foreign policy blunder is idiotic. And that's exactly what you're doing right now on the stream. You literally are buying into the con man Donald
Yes, that
Trump's
is true.
bullshit that he has provided on a world stage, the utter lies that he's continued to engage in, that to try to justify engaging in this unnecessary war on behalf of the state of Israel to then deflect away from the Epstein files. That's what Donald Trump is doing this for, and you're buying all of his bullshit propaganda in order to be able to then justify this conflict. You guys are not going to get regime change. I promise you that. You want to bet?
Ooh, yes, I do want to bet. What are we thinking?
Okay, $100. Right, there will not be a regime change in terms of the IRGC, right, in office. Right,
I
through
can't
Trump.
make that bet because
I know it.
I can't make that bet because that's obviously a tough gamble. I know the people of Iran want weaponry. I know one of the methods that's possible. The Kurds, I can't imagine happening unless they get really, really low-hanging fruit. Which the longer this goes on, the more I don't know.
So he knows that I win,
tempted
by
it
the
might
way.
be.
So by the way, I win then. So you know that the country isn't going to be better off. You know that we're not even going to be able to break the regime, right? You know it.
No. That's what we hope for. However, that doesn't mean that there couldn't be something. Listen, what would make the terms.
And I hope that everyone gets a $1 million house.
The terms you'd have to go for is a better JCPOA, which would essentially be we get the uranium, you cut all your funding off to the proxies. I don't know how they're going to hold them to that unless the regime does crack, but that I feel has to be in the deal. And then, of course, you can never do again what you did to the Strait. And if you ever
When
do,
I was a
we're
kid,
gonna
I hoped that I was Superman. I hoped that
That's what I'm
someday that I
saying.
would be able to fly, and that
So
I would
in
be
other
able
words,
to
that's
save
what you're willing-
everyone. One day,
So
I
you're
hope that
willing
I
to
would
bet
be a
on that?
Jedi. I'd be a Jedi Master. I hope that I would be.
Please go on, please.
Yeah,
Please
I
tell
hope
us more.
that would be the very
If I could grow a
best
beard and
that
put
no
thorns on my
one
head,
ever
I would be the
was.
new Jesus.
To catch them is my real test, and train them is my cause. Pokemon. You know it. That was what I hoped, bro.
Oh, so that's the bet then.
What do you mean? That was the bet. You acknowledged you wouldn't take the bet.
You just said that that's a daydream for me to have that. And I actually think that's what I would have to
$100.
bet on it being a victory.
$100. The IRGC is not going away because of the Trump regime.
No, I can't make that bet.
That's what I thought.
That I could feel because if he does get a deal
That's what
within
I
the next
thought.
month, the IRGC is most likely still going to be there.
Yep,
However,
you know
if
you
this
lost.
goes off,
You know
if
you
this goes
lost,
off into
buddy. You know you've
if
lost.
this goes
you know
off
that
into
you can't
August,
accept that bet. You know that you'd lose.
how about this?
So if you think that
in
you would
August,
lose that
if this is
bet, wait,
not
by the way, if you think that you would lose that bet and you're not willing to put $100 on it, why are you willing to increase gas prices way more than $100? Right, inevitably over this.
because I
this
can still
period of
see
time.
them getting the IRGC to crack.
You've
They may still be in
you
charge,
have
but I can
lost
still see
more
them
than
crack.
$100 with the increase of gas prices, bro. And you're that's the gamble that you're putting in on this. So if you've lost more than $100 that way, how about you put $100 on this?
But this is what I'm betting on. Either A,
You've already done that.
if he
You've
can
already
go,
done that bet.
If he can, but my bet was
Your gas
basically
prices are
a better
higher.
JCPOA.
Go ahead.
I'm talking to. I don't think you're keeping up.
Oh, I think that you're the one having an issue here, but go ahead and try.
No, I'm just saying that I'm gambling on oil going up because I feel like that is Trump's plan. His plan is to just keep pressuring Iran with their oil capacity since they can't get the oil out enough. So I imagine Trump wants us to go until August, and I could see it cracking the regime. But I can see the regime still being there. So the bet I would make is at the JCPOA doesn't really matter. It's got to get the uranium, got to cut off the proxies, and you're no longer allowed to cut the Strait. That's what I would say Trump has to get a victory out of this.
which is not going to happen.
So that's the bet.
So you think Trump is
The
going
IRGC
to
may.
limit them from being able to close the strait forever? You think he's going to be able to? What were the other two things?
I don't even know how you actually write that up, but it would essentially be you cannot, don't you dare try to do tolls or strict the strait again. It would have to be cut the proxies off, because clearly if we did it for the little hats, the proxies being cut,
That's
I think you could agree.
Thing to say, by the way.
Yeah, but don't you agree that might actually stop things in Gaza around Lebanon if the funding for those groups suddenly got cut?
No, I don't think it would.
Just going to keep going, huh?
Yes.
Without the Iranian funding. Well, I guess that's another thing we'll find out after, if they do get it to where we can cut the funding somehow to those proxies, how that would affect it. In fact, I think we might even see that in August. What happens when they can't keep funneling money over to those areas? I don't think that they're going to
get the cut for proxies. I don't think that they're going to get the Iran nuclear deal back. I don't think that they're going to get all of those things back in the way that you.
Those are the three things I would be willing to bet $100.
And I think it's impossible. I think it's impossible for them to completely limit them from being able to close the Strait of Hormuz, because all they have to do to close the Strait of Hormuz is just make it so dangerous to go through where no one can go through it.
Yeah, but if they do that, well.
So do you realize that you realize that inevitably, if you take this bet, you're going to lose?
Wait. No. You don't understand. They could totally make that deal and then break it. I'd still win if they got them to actually agree to that deal. I know that sounds cheesy, but that's the way it is if I made this bet.
Okay, I think that's just too vague for there to be an actual bet there.
You think that's too vague?
Yes,
I give you all the uranium. You have to cut off the proxies, and you can't close the strait as part of the deal bargain.
Because
you're not willing to make that bet.
I don't think it's possible for you to establish that the Strait of Hormuz isn't able to be closed by Iran.
Okay,
so
fine.
Inevitably, I'm going to win this deal as soon as we start it, because it's literally not possible.
I would have to imagine if they got them to agree to that deal, they would.
Can you acknowledge that point?
What? That they simply wouldn't abide by it if they actually went by it? Yeah,
no, I could concede it would literally be impossible to prevent Iran from being able to close the Strait of Hormuz whenever they want to close the Strait of Hormuz, because they inevitably can just make it so dangerous to go through where no one can choose to go through and no insurance companies will cover it. And that's what's happening.
Right, but then they'd be doomed, because we would just do the same thing again that we're doing to them, which is causing them massive harm right now. You do realize, aside from the fact their economy is already struggling, if they don't start getting that oil out in the next month, they're basically at capacity. Luckily, Dean was so nice as to actually prove that fact. In terms of what the CIA reported, as long as we keep that thing blocked, they got 3 to 4 months. We're already roughly 2 months in on this blockade. Yeah, they're hitting storage capacity.
Yeah, but they're getting subsidized by Russia.
What are you talking about? I'm talking about physically moving oil. They can't physically move the oil.
Wait, that's through the Strait of Hormuz, but they're still exporting oil, making money through that, and they're still getting oil from Russia.
Dean, I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about they cannot physically move the oil through other means. They can't physically move. Well, I'm sorry, but it was Dean that wanted to bring that little point up. But you cannot physically move. You physically can't move that much oil in different directions. You do realize that's impossible, right? You went from 90% went through this one corridor. Now we're what? You're going to magically more. You do realize you have to more than quadruple to even remotely get to where you were at before.
Yeah,
it's
get
impossible.
Where you were at before is different than saying that you're able to continue the processes of like your economy and your society, and the IRGC is still able to operate. So inevitably, they are able to. I think they're going to be able to last longer than what Trump will in this conflict, and that's what's going to be seen.
They're clearly not only now they're already clearly struggling, and and you could just tell based on the questions they're asking. Like I remember one of the ceasefires.
Really,
they're like,
why aren't they saying that we're close
through?
to? Why aren't they saying we're close to a deal?
Posturing again, posturing.
So
I imagine they're feeling a lot of pressure.
How do you know that they're acting like, oh, we're winning?
Dude, everybody right now in this situation is clearly posturing. And if America wanted to...
So how do you know that we're winning then? Like within that respect?
Because all we have to do is sit on top of them. Because it's that simple. Their oil reserves are getting to their maximum. They're having to cap wells. The more wells you cap, the more damage you start doing to your oil infrastructure. I don't even think they have a month left, but technically by the CIA's calculations, they're at that point. So you've already got it where they were going through massive inflation before this thing even started. Now we're choking off their biggest money machine.
Not including all of their ally ships that they're getting oil from, like from Russia.
Dude, I'm trying to tell you that the problem isn't that they're not getting the money they need from the oil. Their problem is because they're not moving the oil nearly
Wait,
at
they're
the
not
level they
moving
were
the oil as
before.
much as they were prior. I get that. What you're not understanding is that they have other routes, and they still have other
I not
subsidies
only
for these
understand that, I
particular oil
clearly understand
development,
the volume
and for the
being moved more
IRGC to
than you do.
continue. This is harming the civilians, not the IRGC in the same way you
Who
think it is.
cares? Who cares?
Who
Who the
cares?
hell
Right there.
cares?
Wait, so then why do you want regime change?
Because we don't want them pressuring the damn area. And I got to tell you, when you already have a group who postures the way they do, having nuclear arms is the last thing a group like that
Trump
needs.
got
Because
them
even if they're
closer
not
to a
going to
nuke.
use them,
Did you know Trump got
don't
them
care,
closer?
dude.
Hey, bud, Trump got them closer to a nuclear weapon. How do you feel about that?
Sure. I'm fine
It's a
with it.
fact.
I trust the man.
He's fine with it. So, by the way, you're okay with that
I
regime getting
trust this
closer to.
man's
So you're okay
judgment.
with Trump getting that regime closer to a nuclear weapon?
I'm sorry. Did you need me to flip this on you? So what on earth
Answer the
about breaking that
question.
deal suddenly?
Are you okay with
Sure,
Trump getting
I'm going to
Trump
answer it
getting
with a
Iran
question.
closer to a nuclear weapon?
Are you telling me
Are you okay
that
with that?
because
Answer
we
the question.
pulled out of this group,
Are you
I
okay?
am answering it with this question?
No, you're not. No,
You're
you're not.
saying
Answer
it's
it directly.
justifiable.
Hey, you can ask your question after you answer this. Don't answer this with a question. Answer it with an answer.
Did Trump push him towards it? Yes. Are you saying that they are justifiable in
So
doing
Trump got them closer to a nuclear weapon, correct?
it? Right. And you're saying they were justified to do it.
Okay,
Per
so by
your
the
question,
way,
they're
so by the way,
justified
his
to
whole
do it.
argument here for why Trump was justified in doing this is because Trump was preventing them from getting a nuclear weapon that apparently he
What
got
I'm
them
saying
closer
to you,
to.
Parker, is that we feel they were going to get it either way.
Okay, so
And
again,
one of the ways we know that is they did immediately when the biggest country went out, but the deal was still there. Was it not with the other countries?
I think that the deal ended in 2018 when Trump pulled out.
Oh,
of the
I know you
agreement.
do. Trust me, I know that's exactly what you think. And you know who else thinks that? Iran does. Iran.
Exactly my
You like
point.
how I say it? Now, to the next question I was asking, do you think that is justifiable? Do you think, okay, he pulled out, they pulled out, we can do it now?
I think that we should have never pulled out of the Iran nuclear deal. I think we should
No, I
establish
understand
an
that.
Iran
I understand that
nuclear deal
clearly.
again.
That's obvious. That's obvious, dude. We obviously know that.
You
Why are we
agree that
bringing
we
up the thing
shouldn't have
that's
pulled
obvious?
out?
No. What I'm saying is clearly Trump didn't trust him. You trust him? I don't trust him.
The
Trump didn't trust
IAEA
him.
was the one that established the level of
You're still
surveillance
not
over
answering
these
the
enrichment
question,
facilities.
though, are you? Are they justified in getting one now because we pulled out? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, no. I still don't want Iran to get a nuclear weapon. But the point I
Okay.
would still say is that they.
And you think the JCPOA
listen,
has kept them at bay? So
Listen,
I
you're
understand
not
that.
listening. You're not listening. That Donald Trump has got them closer to those conditions. If you wanted to prevent them from getting those conditions, maybe then you shouldn't have supported Donald Trump's foreign policy as it relates to Iran.
No,
by
I
the
do
way-
trust him.
And by the way, I just want to let you know, they inevitably will build up a nuclear weapon to a greater extent when Donald Trump and his administration acts in the way they have, right, in this situation. They've inevitably created the conditions where they're going to develop a nuclear weapon to a greater extent. The Ayatollah is gone. The person, specifically the Ayatollah's son that's in the position now, is more of a hardliner that wants to develop a nuclear weapon to a greater extent than what existed prior under the Ayatollah. You understand that you're just creating conditions where they're now more likely to do so because of the increase of likelihood of Israeli and U.S. aggression towards them.
I think what you just said, and I listen, I believe it. I believe what you're saying. I'm not even going to look into it. I know nothing about that. However, I would actually say that leads to me to believe that Trump is in fact going to stretch this thing out until he basically has Iran's regime, whatever regime is in charge at that point, it's going to crack him one way or another.
You say that, but like you guys claim the same thing about he was going to end the Russia-Ukraine war in 24 hours. You said the same thing about, he's such a great negotiator. He's going to do amazing for all these deals around the world. We're going to have a golden age. We're going to bring back so many jobs to this country. We've seen real domestic manufacturing investment decline every single quarter of Trump's administration
Yes.
so far.
Yes,
You have
Trump
no
does
clue
posture,
what you're
doesn't he?
talking about. You will believe that Trump will come back with the moon, okay? But he's literally brought back nothing, okay? He has brought back nothing, and yet you still believe he's going to bring the moon. You're fucking nuts, dude. I'm sorry.
Well, like I said,
all
we'll
evidence
know.
points
We'll know
against your
soon.
points being true, and yet you still decide to delusionally believe it because it makes you feel good. You are posturing.
No,
with bullshit.
because unlike a lot of people, both on the left and the right, I can see the patterns. And
You don't.
while I was
Apparently, you
against
don't
this
see
war
the
in
pattern of
beginning-
Trump lying to you. Apparently, you don't see the pattern of Trump not abiding
no,
by his
no, no.
promises. Wait, do you think Trump? Do you think Trump abides by his promises?
Regardless, I trust the outcomes.
Hey, do
I
you
trust
think
the
that?
outcomes.
Do you think that Trump abides by his promises?
No.
So, what makes you think that he's going to hear?
Because what? Because it's all, well, listen, this is what's gambling his whole reputation, because this is what he'll lose me for
He
if he
already
doesn't
has
get this
lost
thing
his
actually cleaned
reputation.
up.
He's already done that. He said
No,
no,
no, no, no,
new
no. I'm talking
wars.
about the war.
He
I'm
said
talking
no
about the
new
war.
wars repeatedly, and then said, I never guaranteed
Yes.
that I was not going to bring a war.
No, and you're right. I almost turned on him for that. However, now that I see how strategically well he's doing this war,
That's called TDS. That's called TDS.
my red line.
You
No,
know, when I
it's very
saw
simple.
Trump do it, I actually I would be against it if it was anyone else but Trump. But
My
because
red
I saw
line was
Trump do it,
10%.
then I was okay with it. Actually,
My
It's
red
so
line was
amazing. Actually,
10%.
Donald Trump was doing so great. Actually, incredible.
My red line
war,
was very
war,
reasonable.
war. I wanted the no new wars, but now I'm actually okay with wars. I'm actually okay
My
with all
red
these
line was
wars.
very
He's
simple.
totally okay with doing this. What a great president! Thank you so much, Mr. President. You're bringing war to this country. We love it. We love the war. The war is incredible. Actually, so very great war. Wars are great. They're actually incredible. These are necessary wars. What can I say? Quite frankly,
red line
very
was simple.
necessary wars. Right? Right? Necessary. But we started it.
If it was
Necessary
under
that we
10%
started
of what
it.
it cost
Okay.
us in Iraq, it's totally worth it.
What would you just say? Repeat that.
If it was, my red line was very reasonable. If it was 10% under Iraq, what it cost us there, and it was also those other three things I mentioned to you.
We're still
get the
continuing
uranium.
it, by the way, and you're not talking about all the economic costs. And also, again, that's not even good.
We're not even near.
So, it's a lot.
What,
It's a very high cost.
What Iraq cost us.
Yeah, but you
We're not even
understand.
near what Iraq cost us, though.
So,
So if it's nowhere near what Iraq cost us, then I'm totally okay
and
with
also,
him
by the
doing
way,
it.
you're not considering the economic costs of gas prices going up and inflation going up.
I imagine things will
I
balance
bet that's
out
pretty
quite
high. I bet
well.
that economic cost is pretty high.
I'm sure it'll add up, but as far as I'm concerned, no worse than it did under Biden.
Again, not because of
I
Biden's
honestly
actions.
feel-
Not because
You
of
wanna know
Biden's
my
actions.
economic
Biden did
fee-fees?
not cause that. Trump did cause this.
My economic fees is Biden trying to go green at the beginning of his administration,
Yeah,
and then having to reverse
considerably-
course in 2022. Yeah, I
Hey,
feel
buddy,
that.
you've over and over again complained about renewable energy, but yet you failed to provide any actual meaningful solution that Trump and the Republicans are providing for addressing the affordability crisis in this country. Can you agree that the Donald Trump administration has absolutely nothing to help out people, specifically who are homeless? Can you agree the Trump administration has absolutely
Yeah, but
nothing
whatever.
to help out people in terms
but
of their
whatever.
access to health care? Can you agree the Trump
Yeah, but-
administration has absolutely nothing when it comes to expanding access to child care services in this country? Can you admit
No,
that
I
the
don't
Trump
even care about
administration
those
has
things anymore.
absolutely
In fact-
nothing to address any of those economic necessities?
What I do love that he did, I do love that he bucked the living shit out of the system and made it where, listen, we're going to just take all this money away and you need to reapply. I did like that.
So, by the way, he likes that they've cut people off of free school lunch and breakfast to the tune of 420,000 children on average every single month through the Big Beautiful Bill. 2.5 million people on average every single month off their access to food stamps, and over 10 million people off their access to health insurance, right, through the context of Medicare, right, Medicaid, simply to get to keep the rich getting richer, to give them more
Mainly
tax
to keep the
breaks
country afloat.
disproportionately, to add trillions of dollars to the debt, $3.4 trillion to the debt. That's what he supports. Okay? He is totally okay with stealing money from the poor and giving it to the rich. He's
Stealing
okay
from the
with the
poor.
reverse Robin Hood, destroying the middle class. You're okay with that because you don't give a shit about working people. You care more about lining the pockets for the rich.
My dude, you kind of showed with Minnesota, hey, look at Renee Good. You distracted from billions in fraud because, of course, it hurt your narrative. Don't
Trump
try to
has
sell
pardoned
me.
fraudsters.
Don't try to sell
we
me.
investigate
you
fraud. We
care.
go after the fraud. That's why we go after people
Don't try
like
to,
Trump.
dude. Don't try to sell me.
Trump has
Spare
pardoned
me.
fraudsters.
Spare
He
me.
has pardoned fraudsters.
Whatever.
Literally,
Whatever.
people who have committed fraud. Trump has pardoned convicted fraudsters. Okay,
Yes.
people that
And
were
what did your
determined
side do?
by
And
a
what did your
court
side do to retaliate?
To commit felony fraud. Okay.
Yeah, and you guys basically use people like Renee Good to distract
No,
from the
you guys-
fact that
your side
migrants-
supports the murder
migrants
of Renee
were robbing
Good.
the country.
Do you support the murder of Renee Good?
No, but
Okay,
at the same
but
time,
your
I don't
side
try
did.
to hype it up and say, "Oh, she did nothing that brought her to that situation."
She did nothing
Not
that
to
brought her to
mention,
that situation.
not to mention the irony of that.
She
5
did
days
nothing
later,
that
you
brought her to
literally
that situation. She was murdered in broad daylight. Nothing she did justified her being shot in the fucking head. You are a disgusting person
You know what
if you believe
justified it?
otherwise.
You know what did justify it? You know what justified the
Oh,
second she put
now
the
you
car in
think it's
motion.
justified?
Once you put that car in motion, yeah.
So no, it
She was
wasn't.
perfectly fine up until then.
You're
And
wrong.
then
One, because there's officer-induced jeopardy. One, he put himself in that position and decided not to get himself out when
wrong,
he had the ability to
wrong.
get himself out in the
No, wrong.
scenario.
You're just
He
wrong.
did have the ability to get himself out. He just chose not to take one step back, which, by the way, a GTA 5 NPC would have jumped out of the way to a
Parker.
greater extent. He literally reached for his gun and pivot and stopped his feet before she even started moving forward, okay? She was driving away from him.
Why would
According
I
to
ever
the
trust
cell
your
phone
judgment,
footage
Parker?
of the agent himself, we saw that she was turned away from him. The third shot is the one that killed her, according to the autopsy report, and that shot was taken multiple feet to the left-hand side of the driver door, okay? You have no clue what you're talking about. She was murdered in broad daylight. You're disgusting for sitting here and trying to justify it. She was murdered in broad daylight. And by the way, you're going to sit there and say, use her. You guys use her for
100%,
this message
yes,
to
you're
say
using
that
her to
liberals
mask.
are fucking crazy, deranged, and want to go after people specifically who are law enforcement officers. When, by the way, your administration pardoned violent rioters who beat police officers and called them patriots. Okay, your side has showed an utter disregard for law
What was
enforcement
the due process?
and showed an utter lack of care for law enforcement. Get a fucking grip on reality.
Dude, again, I could go through your entire little diatribe there and easily dissect all of it. First of all,
I debunked
like it
you
or
on
not,
every
dude.
point there. You are wrong
Like it
on
or not,
everything.
Oh yeah, really? Why don't you go ahead and take the same motion that Renee did in a parking lot, a regular parking lot? I want you to move as fast as she did, and see how that and do it
1
in
to
front
4
of cops and
miles
see
an
how
hour.
that lands you.
I do that in a parking lot every day.
Oh, is that what I'm talking about? Am I talking about miles per hour? Or am I talking about RPMs, Parker? What am I talking about?
What RPMs?
What
We're talking about
What am I
speed.
talking
She
about
was
when it
going
comes
1
to how
4 miles
fast?
per hour, sir.
What am I talking about
What
when
fucking
somebody is
RPMs,
accelerating
bro?
fast? Am I talking about
She was
when
not
I'm looking at
accelerating
somebody
fast.
acceleration?
Okay, come on, look at the video.
Am
She was
I
not
going through
accelerating fast.
RPMs?
Hey,
You
buddy,
don't think she was accelerating fast?
I drive all
Why-
the time.
why am I
and
talking to you,
I promise
Parker?
you, I accelerate faster than that all the time on typical streets. Okay, she was not accelerating fast.
I'm sorry. Shh. You're telling me in a parking lot where people are walking, you would actually hit the RPM she hit?
What do you mean?
When you're
RPM?
pulling out of a slot.
She was going 1 to 4 miles an hour, and she was in a parking lot. She was on a
Parker,
street.
why are you talking miles per hour instead of RPMs?
Why are you talking RPMs instead of miles
Because
per hour?
RPMs is what you look at when you're looking how fast you're suddenly going to go from
No, we look at
not moving to moving.
When we're talking about whether or not the agent had the ability to get out of the way in the scenario, right? We're talking
Yeah.
about whether or not the car was going fast enough in order to then justify that he didn't have the ability to get out of the way. Which clearly in the
It totally
scenario,
did.
she was going 1 to 4 miles an hour. She was not accelerating very quickly, and the agent had
again. You don't know what you're
Hey,
talking
buddy.
about.
Hey, buddy. Stop.
You don't know what
punching
you're
out.
talking about.
Self-control. Self-control. Wait, actually, I have a question. Can you unmute your microphone real quick?
Yeah, clearly you don't know.
I have a question. What does RPM stand for?
If you think that the RPMs aren't the biggest factor, i.e., you think she was going 1,000
Wait,
RPMs,
pause.
or do you think she was going 3,000 RPMs to make those tiles?
What does RPM stand for?
Spin. Who cares?
What does
do you not know
RP
what RPMs are?
What does RPM
Do
stand
you not
for?
know? Do
You
you
don't
not
know?
know?
You don't know what
Do
RPM
you not
stands
know
for?
the difference? I'll be happy to answer that as soon as
Answer
you tell
it.
me
Answer
the
it.
difference between 1,000 and 3,000.
He's waiting
as
for
soon
it to
as you
come up
tell
in
me
the
difference.
chat. He's waiting. What is it? These people, bro, they're not real. They are not real. What do you don't know what RPM stands for, and yet you were parading that it's the only thing you can talk about. You don't even know what you're talking about.
Parker, how many RPMs?
You don't know
was
what
she doing?
RPM stands for. Beta
Dude,
Brad,
I
you
don't
got
think you know
cooked.
what RPMs are.
Dude, I didn't cite it.
How many RPMs do you normally go when you get out of a parking lot, Parker?
I have no clue.
I know you don't have a clue. Are
You don't know what
telling me
RPM
then you're
stands
willing
for.
to
I didn't
go-
cite it.
Are you telling? Sure. How about this? Rotations per whatever. Per what? Rotations per what? Sure. Now tell me the significance of that. Since you don't even understand the difference between 1,000 and 3,000, please explain the significance. That's what I thought. And remember your place the next time you try to call somebody out just because of a fucking terminology.
So by the way, it stands for revolutions per minute.
My dude, you don't even know how many RPMs you generally go when you're going from.
You tell
start
me
to
how
go.
many. How many do you go? Tell me.
You generally go only 1,000 or 2,000. You only go about 3,000 when you're really trying
I
to
ask you
get
a
the car
question?
fucking move.
Can I ask you a question?
But now,
Can I ask you a question,
I
sir?
don't think you can because I want to know first
How do you know how many RPM she was going?
at least 3,000.
How do you know?
Well, I would imagine the easiest way to know is the tires spun out, yet people weren't slipping around all over the place.
Sir,
so
the
it wasn't
tires
so icy.
So the tires spun out after she was shot, and then her foot then went on the acceleration after she was shot. The reason why there was more put on the acceleration after that point, and the reason why the tire spun out is because
Parker,
she already
before
was
she moved
shot.
forward. Parker, before she moved forward, the tires spun out.
Wait, what do you mean by spin out?
They spun out.
Can you tell me what you mean by spin out?
Do you not know what you really don't know
Wait,
what I
wait.
mean when tires spin out, when you accelerate too quickly?
Sir, I know what I mean when I typically use the term, but I'm just trying to clarify what you mean when you're using the term.
The tires, when you watch the video, spin in place because she accelerated so fast. And if it was due to
because there's snow on the ground?
And if it was due to ice, you would see people walking a little bit more steady, but everybody's walking at a normal pace.
It's Minnesota. There's snow on the ground. There's ice on the ground. And you think that's not the explanation? Use your brain.
You don't know what they're talking about, dude. You really don't. You honestly, all you got to do is, first of all, here's the other thing. You just have to listen. Because anybody knows, you pump up the RPMs, you're going to hear the acceleration. You know what acceleration sounds like? Hey, Parker, what's acceleration stand for?
He was literally crying about like, oh, dude, we can only reference RPMs. I asked you what RPM means, and you don't even know what it stood for.
What did you ask for, dipshit?
I asked you what it stood for, and you didn't know. Hey, Beta Brad is so emotional. Can we get some baby bottles in the comment section for this emotional loser on the stream that literally has no clue what he's talking about? Adam, by the way, think of the $2. Thank you very much for the Tylenol that I'll need after dealing with Brad. I think I'm gonna need a lot more than just
remember
Tylenol.
Your place.
But thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Colin, thank you for the $5. Thank you very much.
You know what, guys? He's going to need it.
And for the $10, thank you very much. I really appreciate it, Colin. Thank you. What are you doing to celebrate when it happens? I don't know specifically what you're saying when it happens, but we're going to do lots to celebrate. What can I say? Joe, thank you for the $10. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, suck up all the coke you can.
In the comment section right now. Thank you so much, Joe. I appreciate the $10. Thank you. Give some W's for them in the comment section right now. Thank you. As well as, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Benjamin, for the $25 for, oh yes, the invisible plan. Too sophisticated to be seen, too brilliant to be explained, and too conveniently immune to verification. What can I say? Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Byron, thank you for the $10. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Get some W's for them in the comment section right now. Thank you. Oh my God, that's so cool. I can't wait to see that. Oh my gosh, I'll have to look that one up later. Thank you so much, Byron. As well as Joe, thank you for the $10. Thank you very much. Benjamin, thank you for the $5. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. This is argument quality control here. Caller has submitted a critique of you in place of a critique of your argument. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Molly, thank you for the $10. Thank you very much. Lindsay, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much. They said, thank you for what you do. Happy Pride Month for everyone. Absolutely. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And Mar, thank you so much. I really appreciate the 25 cents. Thank you for telling me. I'll try to do something about that if I can. I already tried to block and ban them, by the way. Noel, thank you for the $5. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Jeanette, thank you so much for the $10. Joe, thank you for the $10 as well. Thank you very much. Amanda, thank you for the $10 as well. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it, Amanda. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As well as, thank you so much, Joelle. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the $2. Thank you. Isn't there a video of the agent slipping on ice? Yes, there literally is. Marianne, thank you so much for the $25. Thank you very much. He called her a slur as he shot her. Literally, he did. Exactly. That's another point to then justify our points.
Oh my gosh.
Kirsten, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you very much for the guest. Is so emotional. I know, right? He's so emotional. It's ridiculous. And Prescott, thank you for the $1 for 3,000 RPM is 22 miles per hour. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, this guy's ridiculous, isn't it? Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Colin, thank you for the $3.
I love that you guys don't even know how to
grasp. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. It's so, and it's such a basic thing. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. As well as Ken, thank you for the $5. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Kylie, thank you so much for the membership subscription. Happy Pride to everyone. Absolutely. Absolutely. Can we let me go onto YouTube, make sure I'm fully caught up there. If you want to support me, as always, Venmo, PayPal, Linktree in the bio, as well as the description of the YouTube, as well as you can support me over YouTube Super Chat, as always, everybody. Shraf, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Bro's a really pissed moron. RPM. Shawnee, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $10. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it on YouTube Super Chat. Thank you. Absolutely crazy, isn't it? Thank you so much. Stephanie with the $100 on Venmo. Can we get some W's for Stephanie in the comment section for the $100 on Venmo? That is crazy. Yo, can you thank Stephanie for the $100, Beta Brad? Can you thank Stephanie for the $100? Can you unmute yourself and thank Stephanie real quick?
Oh, are you done?
Can you thank Stephanie for the $100?
Yeah, sure. Bring her up here. Just
No, thank her right now.
Yeah, when she comes up.
Thank her right now. She's listening right now.
Talk about RPMs with her.
Hey, Brad, she's listening right now.
I understand.
Can you thank her right now, please?
Yeah, sure. Bring her up.
Can you thank her right now?
As soon as she gets up here, yeah.
Just thank her right now.
Just bring her up.
Oh, he's too scared to thank her. Well, I'm going to thank you again, Stephanie. Give me some W's for Stephanie in the comment section right now. Oreo, thank you for the $5 as well. Thank you very much. Shani, thank you so much for the $10.
Wait.
Thank you very much. Give some W's for them in the comment section right now. Thank you. King of the Golden State, thank you so much for the $20 for this. Might be the
Being
dumbest
afraid
caller
is talking to
Parker.
somebody direct?
This might be the dumbest caller Parker's ever had. I don't know. He's competing with Dave Rubin right now. Oh, Mega, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you very much. Brandon, thank you for the $5. Thank you. Erotica, thank you so much. Really appreciate the $5. Thank you. Kids of W's for them in the comment section right now. Thank you very much.
So are you going to try to do as many?
Thank you. Technically, the RPMs can go as high as you want in a parking lot, even when parked. So, thank you so much. Thank you for the penguin. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Aaron, thank you for the $5 as well. Thank you very much. Lenny, thank you so much for the 10 euros. Thank you so much, Lenny. I appreciate it. Thank you. Because of W's for them in the comment section right now. It is absolutely crazy. They're fucking acting so crazy right now.
Are you and Parker?
I'm
Are
so
you and Dean
sorry
going to
for
have
that.
a
On behalf of the
Mythbuster
entire
moment in the
US.
parking lot?
As well as Lenny. Again, thank you so much. Metallizer, thank you so much. Really appreciate the $2. Trevor with the $2 as well. King of the Golden State, thank you for the $10. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. It's actually lower than you could possibly think. Okay. Nick, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $5. Thank you very much. I really appreciate. Thank you for his brother
Where's
wearing
Stephanie? Is she
cowboy
coming
boots because I'm giving him all kinds of weird looks. Oh my god, that's a throwback to the last conversation. The Duke, thank you for the $5. Thank you very much. For Brad would lose his mind if he knew that there were trans girls who are mechanics like me who know more about this shit than him. Oh, he definitely would be.
Oh, the mechanic.
He'd be so angry. Luke, thank you for the $10. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it, Luke.
The mechanic will be great to
talk
talk
W's for
about.
Luke in the comment section right now. Thank you very much. I really appreciate Luke. W's for them in the comment section right now. Listening to this caller is an absolute nincompoop. Yeah, he is so dumb. It's ridiculous. King Kai, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $10. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. For this guy doesn't know how to drive manual.
He's so
and
dumb.
yet he's talking about RPMs. What a joke. I know, right? This guy's ridiculous, isn't he? Carter, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And Nick, thank you for the $5 again. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Get some W's for them in the comment section right now. Thank you. Yeah, you should have seen Trump get booed at the Knicks game. That was crazy. Sustaining, thank you for the $5. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Amy, thank you for the $2. Thank you.
Oh my
this
gosh,
guy's not
I'm loving
smart
this.
I know, right?
I'm
Shelly,
loving
thank you for
this.
the
You even have
$5.
a
Thank
mechanic.
you. Linda, thank you so much for the $3. Lou, thank you for the £5. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Well, thank you for letting me know. Thank you very much. Anna as well, thank you for the $3. Lenny with the €5. Fruit Punch, thank you for the $5. Fossey, thank you for the $2. That Random Girl, thank you for the $3. Feisty, thank you for the $5. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And that Random Girl, thank you for the $6. Thank you. Can you thank all of the donors for all the donations real quick? Beta Brad, can you do that real quick? For being so nice to send all the donations to help the stream continue to go. Can you thank them real quick? Oh, he has to figure out how to unmute. Give him a second, everybody. Oh, Beta Brad, he can't figure it out. Hey, Brad, unmute. There you go, Brad.
Are you done?
No, Rodney, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. It's in 2 fields, and I had 20
hey,
years
just do me a favor
in law
and wave when you're
enforcement and
done.
auto
Just wave when
mechanics.
you're done.
This fool knows
Just wave when
neither.
you're done.
I know, right? It's ridiculous, Rodney. Thank you so much. Go ahead. I'm done. Hey, Brad, you're up. I'm done. Oh, Beta Brad is scared to talk now. Hey, Brad, why are you not talking, bro? What's going on? Turn your microphone on. Accept that invite from the microphone. Connie, thank you for the galaxy. And click save, too.
Just wave. That's all I ask. Wave, that way I know. Unless you're going to go right back into it.
No, go ahead. I'm waiting.
So either way, so officially you think RPMs are no factor. It was the miles per hour that were more important to look at in that scenario. That's what you believe.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So there's no point to talk about Renee Good anymore. Same thing with Alex Preddy. Alex Preddy.
Do you think Alex Preddy was murdered?
No.
Oh, okay. Well,
I think Alex Preddy unfortunately did what most. I think Alex Preddy did what most Second Amendment users know, which is if you're going to be packing something similar to Carmelo Anthony, don't try to start situations or get involved in situations.
Can you answer the question, sir?
Sure.
Anyway, and by the way, you must think the same thing about Chud the Builder, right?
Yeah, Chud. No, he had it coming.
Okay, so then can you address the point that I just made then?
About what? Oh, murder.
Yeah. Why do you think it's not murder?
I forget. Is it either way? Obviously they weren't going to off him. They weren't going to execute him if it wasn't for the fact that he was armed. Yeah, he screwed himself.
So he
same thing with Renee.
Sir,
same thing with Renee.
Sir, he
would have been perfectly fine, but well, unfortunately, her lover had.
Okay, he cut out again. Again, Trump Mobile.
How did that work out?
But you know that Alex Preddy was disarmed before he even was shot.
No, I saw the whole thing. Yeah, he screwed up.
What did he screw up on?
It's unfortunate. It didn't need to happen. But
what did he screw up on? What did Alex Preddy do that was screwing up?
He got himself involved in a situation while he was packing heat.
Wait, okay, so then just to clarify, you think that it's not justified for him to conceal carry when he was a legal conceal carry gun owner?
No, you're totally allowed to conceal carry, but the last thing you're allowed to do when you're packing heat is start getting involved in certain scenarios. Oh,
so what
I
did
see
he do
this
that was
damsel in
illegal?
distress.
Wait, what did he do that was? Wait, what did he do that then justified the use of lethal force against him?
What's that?
What did he do that then justified the use of lethal force against him?
Well, aside from the fact, first he inserted himself into a situation he shouldn't have inserted himself in.
That's not
it was then
justification. That's
revealed
not
that he was
justification
also
for
armed
lethal
at the same
force.
time.
Not justification for lethal force.
Yeah, but unfortunately, that little pop scared the troopers, and unfortunately, things went down as they do when you do stupid shit.
What pop?
The random pop you heard before they finally unloaded.
Nope, I didn't hear that. No one heard that.
There
what are
was
you talking about?
something went off.
No?
Something went off. It could
Nope.
have been. It could
Nothing
have been
went off.
Alex Preddy's, or it could have been. Dude, I seen the video. There's a pop.
Oh wait,
you see
sorry.
the ICE agents flinch.
Sorry. Let me clarify. Do you mean the gun accidentally going off after he was already disarmed?
Something went off. Yes.
Okay, so let me just clarify. That was not Alex Preddy with the gun. He didn't have the gun.
Yeah,
in that
I understand
scenario.
that.
Okay, there was.
I understand that.
You have to identify.
Yeah, but
hey, can I please?
Yeah,
speak?
but unfortunately, there's a little thing called timing that I don't think you grasp.
Hey, can we do the shush thing again? Please be quiet for a second.
Yeah.
So like let's just clarify, right? You understand in this scenario, they can't just say, "Oh, there was a pop, therefore I'm justified in." No, you have to identify.
Sure, they could.
Listen.
And I'm pretty sure they're gonna get pretty clean.
Let me know when you're done when you've got it out.
So I'm gonna keep interjecting.
Okay, so I have to mute you. You need a baby bottle.
There
you go. You like that baby bottle? How does it taste, buddy? You like the baby bottle?
Delicious.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Now
better than your mom.
All right, now I'm just gonna kick you now. No point in talking to this guy. He's such a waste of time to talk to.